Maureen O'Hara opens Pandora's Christmas cracker. Miracle on 34th Street. When a crazy old man complains to Maureen O'Hara about a drunken bum portraying Santa,
You've been drinking.
Well, it's cold. A man's got to do something to keep warm.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Don't you realize there are thousands of children lining the streets waiting to see you?
she suggests that he does it instead, which turns out to be very popular, since he seemed honest to the customers.
I want to congratulate you and Macy's on this wonderful new stunt you're pulling. Imagine sending people to other stores. I don't get it. Why,
It certainly is.
You said it.
Only for him to insist that he is the real Santa, before assaulting a skeptic with his umbrella, which results in him being sent to a mental institution.
You know, sometimes the cause of nervous habits like yours is not obvious. No. Often they're the result of an insecurity. Are you happy at home, Mr. Sawyer?
That will be all, Mr. Kringle. The examination's over. You may go.
Thank you.
Then he tells the court that he is Santa, which the weak judge will not rule that he doesn't exist.
But if you go back in there and rule that there's no Santa Claus, you better start looking for that chicken farm right now. Why, we won't even be able to put you in the primaries.
But, Charlie, listen to reason. I'm a responsible judge. I've taken an oath.
Prompting the defense to call the prosecutor's son as a witness, to testify his dad said that Santa was real.
Why are you so sure there's a Santa Claus?
Because my daddy told me so. Didn't you, Daddy?
You believe your daddy, don't you, Tommy? He's a very honest man.
Of course he is.
Then they flood the court with letters to Santa, causing them to drop the case.
Hey, that's a wonderful idea, hey. I mean, after all, why should we be bothered with all that stuff, huh? Why don't you get a couple of trucks up here, big ones, right away? Load them with all that Santa Claus mail and deliver it to Mr. Kringle down at the courthouse. Let somebody else worry about it, huh?
Worth watching for ambiguous Santa.
What's your name?
Susan Walker, what's yours?
Mine? Chris Kringle. I'm Santa Claus. Oh, you don't believe that, do you?
Mm-mm. You see, my mother's Mrs. Walker, the lady who hired you.
I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here, and she sees hundreds of gullible children, meets a very convincing old man with real whiskers. This sets up a very harmful mental conflict within her. What is she going to think? Whom is she going to believe?
But maybe he's only a little crazy, like painters or composers or some of those men in Washington. We can't be sure until he's been examined.
That's what I want for Christmas.
You mean a doll's house like this?
No, a real house. If you're really Santa Claus, you can get it for me. And if you can't, you're only a nice man with a white beard, like Mother said.
Chris, all I can say is the state Supreme Court declared you to be Santa Claus, and personally and professionally, I agree with it.